Oh, nice. I'm dressed as my chair today. Hello and welcome back to the channel, or just welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I wanted to talk about The Sims for university living. I have seen way too often, especially in Reddit, comments about how this is impossible, or they thought it couldn't be done, or I never go to university, or I only go to university if the Sims are still living at home. I have sent a lot of my Sims to university. I find it funny. I like the experience. I like the itty bit of a stress that it adds to my otherwise relatively normal, calm stories. So I wanted to just record some tips and tricks that I have been using for years that make playing in the university much more enjoyable for me, and I hope that it will work for you too. What does that have to do with my speed builds channel? Absolutely nothing at all. The first one is change the lots. It comes with a new world, Brightchester, based in England, Oxford and Cambridge, I would say, because of the style and the architecture and all of that. It comes with two different universities. Both universities teach the same subjects, but one of them will have distinguished degrees in social subjects and the other one will have science subjects. Replace the lot, especially the university housing, for whichever university you're going to. I usually replace as well the university commons, and I have a library in the central area. You can check my gallery for mine, or you can check the gallery in general. There are a ton of them there, and you can build your own if you're comfortable doing that. The second thing is to prepare your sim for university during the teenage years. It takes full-time 3 weeks to go through university. And if you are playing normal time, that is your whole Sims young adult gone. Decide what you want your sim to study and try to raise the skill related to that subject. For example, if you want it to be a writer, you want it to get some writing level up, some charisma, and one thing that is important is try to get the research and debate, because research and debate will make homework and the reports and presentation preparing much quicker. You don't have to get it that high just to go to university, but it will help you. Tip number 3 is that if your sim is living with older sims, what I usually do is that I spend their satisfaction points to buy some sleep replacement potions, and I just give them to my sim. One of the problems is usually that you have so many things to do during university that your sim will become exhausted, and the beds are terrible in most of the lots. So your sim might be too tired to actually go to class, and I use those sleep replacement potions as a failsafe, as the last resource, but it's always nice to have them just in case. And now that you have raised the skills, you have changed the lots, and you have some sleep replacement potions in place, it's time to actually prepare to go to university. This is important. Don't go on Monday. You want to start your semester in the middle of the week, maybe Wednesday or Wednesday, so your first day is actually Thursday. Why do I say this is important? Some subjects will have an exam at the end, a final, and you only have to worry about the homework, but other ones will not have a final, and you need to do a presentation or write a report, and doing that takes time outside of the classes. So usually that's what you want the weekend for. If you start on a Monday, your last day will be on a Friday, and you will have to do the homework on top of the presentation. So you always want to start university on a Wednesday. Now, the first thing to do when your sim gets to the university housing and to that lot, it's to assign a bed and immediately get on with the homework. If you move there on a Wednesday, you won't have classes until Thursday. And because your sim just moved out of the house, the needs bars will be very high. So you won't need to go to bed immediately, you won't need to eat. Make use of that time to do homework. I am always checking what is the next class or the next day classes, and I go directly for that homework. If I cannot make for the 2 days down the line, Friday at least, I have all of Thursday covered. And that is something that we will keep on doing. I will try to get the homework for the next class, of the next couple of classes, always ready to go. If you manage to do all of these on Wednesday, you will have Thursday and Friday covered, and you won't need to do homework on Thursday afternoon. Or you can do the homework for that same day and cover for Monday. So it's important. If you're liking this video, please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps me to know that I'm not speaking to the void and that this is interesting. On Saturdays, that is the day for preparing presentations or writing the reports, and try to get them to excellent or outstanding. Don't just write them and send them. That will help you raise your grades, and it will give you a little bit of giveaway if your homework is not doing great. And you can only present in between 8 and 5 on a weekday. The presentation will take hours. If your sim has a class and it has a presentation overlapping, he won't go to class, and you cannot miss classes. Once you have presented your presentation and you have submitted your reports, you may want to talk to the teachers just to know how you're doing. You can do that by either going to tutor hours or you can send them an email. If any of them say you're not doing great, you might want to focus on that homework or actually study that subject. Usually the computer is the better way of doing that because it's easier to have a computer on the lot or go to a library and do that. You just need access to a computer rather than having to buy the textbook, because the textbook will not cover the optional credits. It will only cover the main subject. So if you're doing badly in an optional, your only way to study that one is going to be through the computer. Another thing, if you're living in a university housing, is that there will always be a sim that is studying culinary arts, and they will keep on bringing food. Immediately grab and drop it into the fridge, because they will do always the same thing. They come into the lot and they leave it where they start. Like literally they come through the door and leave it on the floor. Grab it to the fridge. That's the reason. It's important, really important that the university lot has a kitchenette. You want a fridge at the very least. So, kitchen, fridge, grab food, put in fridge. Makes sense. That way, when you want to eat at 4 in the morning, it's actually good food. Do you do something different during your gameplays in university? Let me know in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe if you're liking this video. If your sim is living in the university world, they will try to get to class before it's actual time to go to class. As soon as they hit the class, make sure that you change to active listening or taking notes, because that will mean that they are actually paying attention on class. And if you have your homework and you're paying attention in class, by the end of the class, you will get something like they squeezed all they could out of that class. That is your goal. If you get that in all the classes, you are guaranteed an A. Now, because my homework is done from Wednesday and Saturdays is the day that I'm doing the reports and all of that, Fridays are for partying. Fridays are for going out, meeting people. I actually sign my sims to some, not always, but there are some societies out there that are actually quite interesting. And for example, if you go to research and debate, once you get to member, the time that you spend there actually counts for academic grade. And I actually like to go to the meetings from the society because you raise your skill just by listening others doing debate. You can be doing your homework at the same time. No one actually cares. Your social bar goes up, your fun bar goes up. Usually it happens in the commons, which means that you can grab a bite before going back to the lot. So I find that very interesting. I find that useful in general. Another thing, I don't know which advice is this one. 5, 6? Stop counting. Another thing, if you have high school years, it's the bunny app. I never remember the names of them. So you don't lose friendship with the people that you want to keep it, or your family, and all of that. What you want to do, actually romance works as well. What you want to do is to friend spam. Spam is the wrong word. Maybe not, maybe it's actually spamming. What you want to do, it's spamming your family or the relationships that you want to keep up, but just friendly messaging. It takes no effort. It makes the bar really jump up. It includes flirty, so you can actually spam flirt with someone through that app so you don't lose the relationship. If you have love struck, however, it doesn't really cover romantic satisfaction. So you may need to meet in person or go for dates. That's what Fridays are for, and maybe Sundays if you have finished all your homework on a Saturday. Doing this, having all the homework ready in time, actively listening or taking notes, and presenting good presentations and good reports will guarantee that the week is relatively easy and you should get something like an A or an A plus with little effort, and you're ready to rinse and repeat for the next 2 weeks. And that should be more than enough. In 3 weeks you are done. I managed to do, and the role B for this video, it's actually a gameplay, my gameplay, with Sim going through university, getting a distinguished degree, and I think I used only 3 sleep potions. One of them to go on a date so she wouldn't lose her partner, and the other 2 I sent my Sim to study abroad because this is interesting. You can have university housing in any residential world, and I have a university housing at the top of Mount Komorebi. So my Sim learned to snowboard to level 5 on her last semester of university. She still got an A. If you are concerned about missing milestones in other houses, because what I do not recommend is that you leave your Sim alone at university and leave. If you have to do it, make sure that you do it after you have submitted reports and presentations, and come back before the end of the semester and the finals. But if you are afraid that you're going to miss milestones, or you want to keep that balance with other households, just change the gameplay to be that aging only happens on the plate household while you are at university. That way you will not miss milestones for other members in that same family, for example. Prepare your Sim before you go, change the lots, do your homework in time, make sure that you always have cover at least the next day. Don't start on Monday, start on a Wednesday, and have fun. Just have fun with it. If you have the bunny app, spam friend or spam flirt. If you have Love Struck, be careful with the romantic satisfaction. It might be difficult to keep it up. Get a date from time to time, and use the sleep replacement potions if you need to make things happen. That was it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have no idea how long. Ooh, 20 minutes. Oh my God. I need to cut that down.